Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing my 225th Mezco Toyz 112 Collective action figure review, this time being of Silver Centurion Iron Man. Now, taking a look at the front of the box, we can see some really cool vintage artwork of the character. And if we turn the box around, multiple images and panels showcasing the figure in multiple posing positions with his different interchangeable parts and accessories. So with the box out of the way, let's go ahead and crack this figure open and let him breathe. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at Silver Centurion Iron Man. Now this is awesome, man. This is one I've been waiting for quite some time, as I absolutely loved the first Iron Man figures that Mezco put out years ago. It's kind of crazy that all these years later we get a Silver Centurion, and I kind of hope they keep going, man. I really want different armors and different colors, because in my opinion, Mezco does make some of the best Iron Man figures out there. So let's see how this guy stacks up, right? So first of all, the colors here, the paint is gorgeous. That is a sexy ass action figure right here. That like candy apple red just looks incredible, especially under my lighting here. That really beautiful silver, it just looks oh so good. I love the sculpting, the design of this. You know, this is kind of like a Mezco-fied version of that original Silver Centurion Iron Man, which works for me. I think it just looks super cool. I love his very unique arc reactor there, kind of like that diamond shape kind of thing going on right there. The helmet and the head looks really cool. That silver with the blacked out eyes and mouth look awesome. Even things in the detail like the side of the head like that. I mean, you see the back, the sculpting of this looks really cool, man. I love those shoulder pads that are just so iconic for Silver Centurion. Those look really nice, but we'll talk about those a little more in a second here. The gloves and the boots, the waist area, all look really, really nice. I love that. The bottom of the feet look really good. Man, that candy apple red just looks insane, dude. His iron butt right there all looks awesome. This is just a really cool looking figure. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and bring in, this is the first Mezco Iron Man right here, because you're going to see that we do use some parts from this original figure mixed in with some new parts here. So from the shoulder to the like bicep or upper forearm area is the same from the original Iron Man here. We do get new, I guess like, forearms. Those are new for the Silver Centurion. The hands are pretty much the same from this original figure as well. The upper torso right here, the chest area where the arc reactor is, this is entirely new with the shoulder pads. So that is different from this original one. The abdomen area right here is exactly the same. The belt and crotch are completely different. The legs are completely the same. The upper part of the boots, like the shin area, those are different. And then the feet are the same. So you can see that, you know, we do have some parts that are reused, but we also do get a lot of new parts as well. So that's really cool. I think a lot of people just thought this was going to be pretty much the exact same thing. But of course, the head sculpts are different as well. This one has that more of a bucket-like head. So that looks really cool, man. Again, I just love this. The paint apps are gorgeous. They did a killer job with the look of this thing. Now moving on to accessories, we of course do get the circular base stand here with that like diamond arc reactor emblem right there in the center. Pretty simple, pretty standard. I wish that was done a little bit better. And we also do get the articulated arm here. We do get several interchangeable hands. We got closed-fisted hands. We got kind of like stylized posing hands, and then we got the more open palm hands. The open palm hands are going to be really good. As you can see here, those do have the peg holes in them, and that's going to be for pegging in a bunch of different effects that we do get. So we do got several effects which are really nice. I'm actually going to start off here. So on the back here, you can actually pull this little panel up. This is just going to come right off. And there is a little switch, and there's already batteries inside here, and you're going to get this little tool. This little tool is going to be used for kind of flipping on the switch there, and you're going to see that arc reactor turned on now. So if I pull this off, you can see there's an LED in there, and it actually is pretty bright. So if you turn off some lights, it gets really, really bright. So it actually does work out pretty good, and this is just going to peg right in there. I have noticed for mine, the one that it comes in a box like this kind of does pop off from time to time. I'm gonna put this back in right there. So just be careful. It can be a little loose at first, and you kind of just gotta work it in there. But we do got several different types of effects here, you know. So we got things like his unibeam that can just plug into the chest. That looks really good. We got this other one that's more of a yellow blast effect, which I think is really cool. So you got that. And then probably my favorite one, honestly, is probably this one where it kind of just has like a smoky effect. I think that looks really, really cool. You know, again, these just plug right in there, and then you get that effect like that. But also, if you have the light on, it kind of makes that effect look like it's kind of like glowing and stuff. So I think that's pretty rad, dude. I really, really dig how they dig that. And that's one pretty solid in there. So that works out really good. We also do get these thruster effects, which are really cool. We do get 4 of these. These are going to be for like his flying poses. If you want to put these in his hand, they will peg into the hand here. You can also peg them into the feet here. So you got options of where you want to put these. So those are really cool for that. Again, you get 4 of those. You get 2 of these repulsor beams like this. Again, plug into the hand, works out really good. These are the same ones we've seen with the previous Iron Mans, which I think look really good. These are, I believe these are new. I don't think we've seen these before. These are awesome too. These blue ones, like almost like cone shaped. These look really rad. Again, just plug those in the hand. Those work out really nice. We also do get these type, which are really cool. I dig these. These are ones that actually have the extra hands kind of already in the effects. So you just plug these into the hands. These work out really, really cool. And you might have a little bit of trouble kind of figuring out which goes where. I kind of just noticed like the ball of the thumb is a little bit wider. So if the ball of the thumb is on the top like that, that means that it goes on that side, and then it'll go on that side. So just in case you have a problem. Same thing with these. These are really cool too. Again, the hands are kind of like stuck in the effect piece itself. So you just plug these as extra hands, and you'll also see pictures with all this stuff later on. So that looks really cool. That looks just very classic comic book like effect. You know what I mean, right? You know what I'm saying? That just looks like an old comic book effect. So those work out really cool too. We also get this one. This says it's an impact effect. For the life of me, I don't know what to do with this. It doesn't really fit in a wrist. I tried sliding on some fingers. I don't know what to do here. So if you guys know, feel free to let me know. I even put it on the toes. It says an impact effect. So I don't know. Maybe it's just supposed to go like on the knuckle or something like that. Well, like that's like the only thing I could really like think of is maybe if it goes on the knuckles of a fist, but none of it seems to fit. That seems to be like really way too thin. So it's there. I don't know when he's doing his like Superman or superhero landing, you know what I mean? So I don't know, but I mean, it is there. Still looks really good. I just have no clue how to utilize it. And then the last accessory is going to be this right here. We get a full-on Tony Stark head, which I think looks really, really cool. The hair, the mustache looks awesome. So how this is going to go, you're going to unplug this. Oop, and I just popped off that chest thing. See what I'm saying? This kind of pops off a little too easy for my taste. But the neck pulls off at the base right there. And you go ahead and plug that in like that. And I think that looks really, really cool. Now, if you guys remember, the original Iron Man actually just had the face plate that would come off like that, and that's how we would get to see Tony. So this is a very dramatic difference. I still think this looks good. I like this a whole lot better, just a different interchangeable head. The mustache looks a lot better. This one, like the kind of like balaclava that he wears under the helmet, kind of makes it look like it seems like he has gray hair and a gray beard, but the mustache even is still like really gray on this compared to this where it's much more black. So again, I dig this very much. A very old school, like a Silver Age type of Iron Man or Tony Stark. I think that works out perfectly in my opinion. All right, so now here's where things get a little tricky. Now, the articulation still for the most part works like those original Iron Man figures, which I thought were pretty good. You know, they're nothing insane. They work pretty good. But also a big part of it is the design of this figure. So we got this high collar and we got this more bucket-like head. So when you try to look up, it only goes that far. Now for like flying poses, you know, you obviously want these things to look up a little more or a little more straightforward when you're flying. So that kind of sucks, but I mean, that really is the design of the character, you know what I mean? So it's hard for Mezco to work around that. Looks down about that much if you want to go forward, but if you want to tuck the chin kind of like under that collar, you can look down just a little bit more like that. Of course, it does turn left and right, but as you can see, because of that collar, it kind of angles up, you know what I mean? Because the chin is going over that collar piece. You can't just look straight left and right, so you kind of have to like tilt over, you know what I mean? So it's a little awkward, and it kind of wobbles side to side if you want to do that. Here's my biggest issue. these shoulder pads completely hinder your articulation here. These are pieces that are not meant to move. They are part of this like torso. Maybe they're glued in place or part of the actual sculpt, whatever it may be. So you can't actually move your arms straight forward in front of him. So whereas like the original one here, you can put the arm straight forward. You can hold up the hand like that. You cannot do that with this newer one at all. So when you want to, the arms can go all the way up to the side like this. And then we do get rotation at the bicep. We got double jointed elbows that only been just past 90, rotation at the wrist as well as a hinge at the wrist. Now, so like I'm saying, if you're going to want to get some type of like poses with the any of his repulsor blast or anything like that, you kind of have to put the arm out to the side and then figure out how to position the hand like that. And then you can shoot something. But as far as like coming out straight forward, it's just not going to happen. I do not know why Mezco didn't design this thing to rotate with the arm here. That is so annoying. You know, taking pictures and then certain poses that I wanted to do just could not do it because of that hindrance right there. So I constantly had to maneuver to the side and take different like side shots and things like that. And in my opinion, honestly, bad design choice. They really could have fixed that in my opinion. The upper torso and the lower torso are on ball pegs, so that rolls around very nicely. Does turn left and right a little bit. Crunches back about that far. There goes that arc reactor piece again, I'm telling you, down that far. So that actually works pretty good. Pivot side to side. Hip joints and legs can go all the way up that far. That's really nice. And we can go all the way down and back like that. There's a little bit of a pull down feature on here. We do rotate at the upper thigh. Double jointed knees that work that much. Rotation at the boot. That's really good. Ankles go up and down, rotate, and a pretty decent ankle rocker. So again, overall, I really do like this figure quite a bit actually. Especially the amount of stuff that you get with this guy. This thing is just, again, not staying in. I don't know what's going on here. But, you know, it's still a beautiful action figure. I've always loved the Silver Centurion look. I think the design is really cool. Again, that, you know, more bucket-like helmet. Those shoulder pads always stuck out to me. The colors, man, are just mind-blowingly good. But those shoulders, man, not being able to bring his arms forward in front of him genuinely pisses me off. That's probably my biggest issue. Other than that, I think he's really rad, and I think you will definitely love him on your shelf.
So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and Mafex Batman figure. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to a Mythic Legion Scapular and Mafex Bane. And for even more comparison, here he is standing next to a Transformers Soundwave and a Lightning Collection Lord Zed. And for some Iron Man comparison, here he is standing next to all the other Iron Mans from the Mezco 112 Collective line. And for even more Mezco comparison, because Iron Man sucks, here he is standing next to a Mezco Batman and Wolverine. So there it is, guys, my review of Silver Centurion Iron Man. Now, starting off with my negatives, some of those chest plugins, like the effect pieces and stuff, will fall off, as like you've seen in this video, so they could be a little bit of a pain in the butt to get on and off and stay there, so that's an issue for me. But the biggest thing, in my opinion, is definitely be the arms. Those shoulder pads do very much hinder that arm articulation. The articulation is there, but they should have done something to where those shoulder pads can rotate with the arms, because honestly, for me, that's actually very annoying. It really genuinely was bothering me as I was taking photos, so you do have to compensate when you're posing the figure around. Other than that, man, all the accessories are incredible. Mezco, in my opinion, does some of the best effect pieces just in any action figure line ever. You get so much options, the different hands. I love the unhelmeted Tony Stark head. That thing is incredible. The sculpt of this is beautiful. I love the updates to that original Iron Man suit, you know, given the more Silver Centurion bucket helmet and things like that. Work out great. But my god, those paint apps are gorgeous, man. The silvers, and again, that just candy apple red, it just looks so beautiful, so polished. It is a gorgeous piece to see. Throw in an LED to make it even better. In my opinion, honestly, even with the hindrances of the arm, this is an awesome figure. I think you would love him, and for me, he is definitely a must get. So be excellent to each other, and stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.